As we know, the RTS genre has witnessed its share of ups and downs in recent years. Amidst the dominance of other games, finding truly exceptional RTS games can be a challenge. However, for true fans of real-time strategy, there's still hope. Behind the familiar titles lies a treasure trove of hidden gems waiting to be discovered. So, hello and welcome to GameGen. In this video, I'll unveil the top 10 RTS games from the past 5 years that you absolutely must play. Beyond All Reason. Forget the big studios with their bloated budgets. Beyond All Reason is a shining example of what passionate developers can create. This free real-time strategy game captures the heart of classic titles like Total Annihilation, offering deep gameplay, challenging AI, and massive battles with a stunning variety of units. While it might lack features like developer commentary and resides solely on the developer's website, Beyond All Reason is a hidden gem. Strategic resource management, a diverse tech tree, and an aggressive enemy AI all contribute to an incredibly engaging experience. Plus, there's a thriving multiplayer community and regular updates to keep things fresh. With its customizability and the ability to unleash map-wide destruction with giant cannons, Beyond All Reason is an absolute blast. If you're searching for a free strategic and nostalgic-fueled RTS, look no further. Beyond All Reason is a must-play. Just be prepared to sink some serious hours into this gem. Godsworn. Godsworn is a new RTS game inspired by Warcraft 3 and Age of Mythology. It's set in a unique historical period, the Northern Crusades, but with a mythological twist where you play as the defending pageant's side. It offers familiar RTS mechanics with its own spin, like managing a limited number of worshippers. There's a good variety with 4 unique heroes, and more planned, each with distinct abilities. The single-player campaign is a bit short, but it's fun to play cooperatively. Skirmish and challenge modes add replayability too. As it's early access, there's definitely room for growth, and the developers seem committed to adding content. I really enjoyed Godsworn's unique take on classic RTS mechanics. It's one to keep an eye out for sure, especially if you're a fan of classic RTS titles with a unique historical twist. Warno. Warno is a fantastic RTS game that's quickly become my new favorite in the genre. Before battles even begin, players build their battle groups using a deck building system. You have to specialize your forces, anticipating what your opponent might bring, and make tough choices about how to balance your army. It's a brilliant system that keeps the gameplay fresh and constantly challenges you to experiment with new builds. Thankfully, Warno's large-scale battles, despite sprawling across massive maps and hosting intense 10v10 showdowns, are surprisingly manageable. The developers deserve major credit for crafting a clear interface with easily identifiable unit roles. As with any early access title, expect some bumps. Bugs and balancing issues are to be expected, and you might encounter units behaving oddly or UI glitches. Despite these limitations though, there's a lot to be excited about. The core gameplay is fantastic, the graphics are impressive, especially the artillery effects. Warno feels like a great foundation for a future strategic masterpiece. Hey, if you're enjoying this video and want to see more like it, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It really helps out the channel and lets me know you want more content like this. Alright, back to the video. They Are Billions. They Are Billions pleasantly surprised me. It's a unique blend of genres, combining real-time strategy with tower defense, survival horror, and even roguelike elements. Forget the stressful APM races of other RTS games. Here you can pause any time to plan your defenses meticulously, a godsend for someone who struggles with those fast-paced clickfests. But don't get too comfortable. The stakes are incredibly high. One wrong move or a single zombie breach can snowball into disaster, keeping the tension at an all-time high. The massive, impressive hordes create a constant threat, forcing you to adapt your strategy on the fly. With random maps and permadeath, every playthrough is different, making it highly replayable. Last Train Home. Last Train Home is a unique game that blends military management and tactical RTS. You play as the Czechoslovakian region trying to get home through Siberia on an armored train during the Civil War. While historical accuracy might not be its top priority, Last Train Home excels at capturing the raw desperation of the time period. The game's narrator, Captain Franciszek Langer, a real historical figure, lends a layer of authenticity with his heartfelt narration. But the true star of the show is the management gameplay. You'll juggle assigning jobs, managing supplies on your train, and leading squads of 10 soldiers in tactical battles. Combat itself is squad-based, with each character boasting unique skills that can be strategically utilized. For me, this game is more for people interested in the human story of war and survival, not those looking for a deep RTS experience. Call to Arms Gates of Hell OST Front. Call to Arms Gates of Hell OST Front is an RTS focusing on the brutal Eastern Front. While initially DLC for Call to Arms, OST Front feels like a complete game. It boasts a complex and rewarding experience with a steep learning curve. You'll manage logistics, command individual units, and engage in thrilling single-player campaigns or diverse multiplayer modes. OST Front excels in its detailed historical setting, immersive sound design, and strategic depth. Now, it's not perfect. The unit models look a bit dated when zoomed in, and the AI can be a bit predictable at times. But these are minor compared to the depth and immersion OST Front offers. If you're a strategy enthusiast who enjoys micromanagement and replayability, OST Front is a gem. But if complexity or the setting isn't your forte, consider waiting for a sale. Starship Troopers Terran Command. As a Starship Troopers fan, I gotta say, Starship Troopers Terran Command is a fantastic strategy game that reignited my love for the franchise. It ditches the complex economy of traditional RTS titles, but that doesn't mean it skimps on strategy. You'll constantly be thinking about unit placement, resource management, and how to best defend your base against relentless bug hordes. The campaign itself is a blast, clocking in at over 15 hours, and perfectly captures the dark humor and satire of the movies. Unfortunately, Terran Command stumbles in terms of content variety. There's no multiplayer, scenario editor, or even a playable bug campaign, despite the potential for each. However, for die-hard Starship Troopers fans seeking a decent single-player campaign that captures the spirit of the films, it might hold some appeal. Company of Heroes 3. Before you laugh at me, look, Company of Heroes 3 clearly launched with issues. The negative reviews, the unfair price, the feeling of an unfinished game. It all stings. But here's the thing, there's hope. The core gameplay sounds solid, and the developers seem to be actively patching and adding features. Sure, COH 3 might not be the revolutionary sequel we craved, but for grand strategy fans who enjoy a more streamlined approach. Especially considering the learning curve in the Italian campaign, a strategic playground for veterans, but potentially overwhelming for newcomers. Ultimately, Company of Heroes 3 seems like a game with immense potential. The core strategic gameplay is there, the developers are actively improving it, and the addition of features like the tactical pause caters to a wider audience. While the price tag might still be a sticking point, especially with some DLC seemingly locked away, a sale could make COH 3 a very attractive option. Age of Empires 4. Age of Empires 4 is a trip down memory lane for RTS fans, delivering the classic base building, resource gathering, and historical warfare we know and love. The single-player campaigns are interesting, though the documentary-style narration might feel a bit cheesy. Each civilization has its own unique playstyle, and the visuals and sound design are fantastic. Despite these minor drawbacks, Age of Empires 4 kept me hooked. The more I played, the more I enjoyed the strategic depth and the beautiful presentation. The nostalgia factor is strong for veterans like me, and the satisfying siege battles and unit banter keep me coming back for more. While it doesn't break new ground in the RTS genre, Age of Empires 4 is a well-polished and enjoyable game, especially for fans of the series. Alright folks, that's our list. It's a bit slim pickings, I'll admit, but these are the RTS games that managed to stand out in the past 5 years. Hopefully it's a sign of a resurgence for the genre. What are your thoughts? Let us know down in the comment section if you agree with our choices, and what you'd like to see from future RTS games. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more strategy content.